Hello, my name is Edgar Allen and welcome to Fun Beginner Build Inspiration. If you're new to Path of Exile and you want to blast through normal, this is the place for you. Even if you're a veteran, these videos can satisfy your fix for yet another alt. Today I'm looking at the ever popular ground Slam Marauder. If you like to get up close and personal with your enemies, this is the build for you. The games of who's got a bigger stick never get boring. What's great about this build, besides smashing skulls, is that you get all the key gems as quest rewards, so you don't have to worry about trading or having a high level character to get hand-me-downs from. Heavy Strike, the gem you get upon starting, will be your go-to move for dealing with single enemies, primarily elites and bosses. Make sure you always have a red slot free for this bad boy. Once you get Ground Slam for hammering Hillock, the basics of your build are in place. Ground Slam will be your main skill, AoEing enemies right, left and centre. Give yourself a pat in the back for killing Hillock and treat yourself by buying a two-handed maul from Tark. Try to get one with a red socket or two. At 1 or 2 wisdom scrolls a pop, you aren't breaking the bank, and this maul will really allow you to enjoy the build straight away. Be sure to grab a Quicksilver flask for completing the medicine chest quest. Don't be tempted by the mana or health potions, they are more common and you'll soon have plenty. Quicksilvers give you a temporary speed boost which really makes the gameplay better, especially when you need to backtrack or there's a large area with no monsters. Chugging back the sweet silver liquid will make the game seem less like a dungeon crawler and more like a dungeon run super faster. Speaking of flasks, I recommend you have 2 health, 2 mana and a Quicksilver. Ever wondered if the clothes you wear just don't work? Your Marauder feels the same. For this build, look for armour in all your armour. Don't be overwhelmed by all the stats, you'll pick it up soon. For now, just keep an eye out for items with armour, health, damage and mauls, resists are great, and a little max mana never hurts. In terms of what to pick up, only grab white items for a few levels. Pick up blues for as long as you need to. Make it a goal to have all yellow items, and hell, if you're lucky enough to find a unique that fits your build, whack it on. Make sure to pick up all currency. Well, eventually you won't need to pick up scrolls, too much waste paper. Save the planet and all that. Try to collect 2 of each resist ring to slip on when facing bosses. Bosses love bling. Try to keep your stash vaguely organised. You can't go wrong with a tab for currency and gems, 1 for rares that might be useful for alts, and 1 for flasks and uniques. Brutus is no match for your brute force. Take the aura Anger as your quest reward and watch the world burn. Anger adds fire damage to all your attacks. Auras take up a certain amount of mana. If you don't feel like you have enough mana to use your main skill while Anger is up, leave it off for now, keeping your eye out for an item with a little max mana. During the Siren's Last Cadence quest, you can either take added fire damage or life gain on hit. Whichever one you choose, make sure to grab the other the next time it is offered. I recommend taking life gain and hit first. Try to get an item with 2 linked red sockets so it can get nice and cozy with Ground Slam. Life gain and hit is really impressive at this early stage given the number of enemies Ground Slam can hit. If you haven't gotten an upgrade in a while, I recommend getting a tribal maul from Gruest in the forest encampment. Feel free to experiment with a little currency, turning that shiny new well-socketed white maul into a blue. Some players don't use currency till the 3rd difficulty, but as long as you don't go crazy, using currency is a lot of fun and can really give a boost to your character. Just make sure you don't use any really rare stuff you might have been lucky enough to snatch. Become best friends forever with Oak in order to get plus 40 HP, dispatching Arilla and Caitlin however you see fit in the Deal with the Bandits quest. Choose the curse Warlords mark as the Blackguard reward. This curse gives mana and life leech to afflicted enemies. It also gives them a really sore stomach. Be considerate when you use it. If you're in a party with 5 mages, I'd say it's probably best to avoid it. Once you get to Act 3, farm City of Sarn till level 27 if you aren't there already. Farming is a big part of most action RPGs, and Path of Exile is no different. It's good to get your first hit now so you have an idea of what to expect later. At this point, I suggest a little trading. This is completely optional and is no way necessary, but I think the barter system in Path of Exile is great, and there's no reason not to take part at this stage, as long as you have a rough idea of what you're doing. There's one item that will really allow you to destroy Act 3, and it's called Geofri's Baptism. Besides having a badass name, it has crazy high damage. The downside is that you can't get crits with it, but this is of no consequence, as by this point you'll have taken resolute technique on the skill tree. I'll go into that more when I come to the skill tree. Due to its low level, a poor to medium roll of Big G's BAP really isn't very expensive. I recommend offering about 1 Chaos Orb in whatever currency you have. Definitely don't pay much more than that. As you can see, Baptisms wreck face. Piety really doesn't like Geofri. If you want to play completely self-found, that's fine, but I think one of my favourite parts of action RPGs is occasionally feeling like a complete and utter god. Before wrapping up, let's have a look at the skill tree. Grab the 2 closest nodes for life and damage. Follow the lifeline round to Troll's Blood. Your next stop is Heart of the Gladiator, followed by Diamond Skin for a nice health and resist boost respectively. Next, grab Resolute Technique so that you don't have to worry about missing an attack rating. From here, jump up to Athleticism to ward off heart disease. Make sure to duck into Bone Smasher. It's really important for smashing bones better. Your next goal should be Discipline and Training, followed by, does what it says in the tin, Slaughter. This is roughly where you'll be by the end of playthrough 1, but from here go down to get Bloodless and Smashing Blows. I hope this has helped you enjoy and really get the most out of your first trip to Wraeclast. If you haven't fallen in love with cathartically crushing your enemies by now, I don't think there's much hope for you. I plan to do a lot more of these videos. If you know of any really fun, effective builds for face-stomping normal, do let me know. I'm not worried about them being able to clear maps super quick, as long as they're fun, new player-friendly builds that can shrug off all that normal has to throw at them. Let me know if you get any feedback in the video, and don't hesitate to ask any questions. See ya!